This is Daily Wolf Glory, reporting from the forward areas of the Sunamganj sector, where Wolfland forces are continuing to consolidate their positions following the opening phase of the operation. Behind me, WL troops are securing an important road connecting several border settlements. Military vehicles are moving cautiously, engineers are checking bridges and culverts, and reconnaissance teams are monitoring the surrounding countryside. The movement appears deliberate and controlled rather than hurried. Wolfland says the purpose of this operation is to protect communities with historical and cultural links to the motherland. Greenland rejects that explanation and continues to describe the advance as unlawful aggression. But the reality on the ground is more complicated than the statements being issued from distant capitals. In several communities, residents have remained indoors, uncertain about what may happen next. In others, local people have approached Wolfland troops, requesting protection, information, food, and medical assistance. Some have openly welcomed the arrival of WL forces, while others appear cautious and are waiting to see whether security can be maintained. Wolfland commanders understand that the success of this operation will not be measured only by territory. It will also be measured by discipline, public confidence, and the ability to maintain essential services. That is why military units here are being followed closely by engineers, medical teams, communication specialists, and logistics personnel. Checkpoints have been established along major roads, but commanders say civilian movement will continue wherever security conditions permit. The contrast with Greenland's response is becoming increasingly visible. GL authorities have issued repeated statements claiming that the situation remains under control. Yet transport services have been suspended in several areas, markets are experiencing shortages, and local administrations appear unable to provide consistent guidance to the population. At Kishorganj railway station, services remain halted. Empty platforms, damaged coaches, and locked ticket counters now reflect the growing disruption caused by the conflict. In Banya Chong, fishing boats remain tied to the riverbank because movement along important waterways has been restricted. For families who depend on fishing for their daily income, even a temporary closure carries serious consequences. In Nabaganj, a government school has been converted into a temporary shelter. Volunteers are registering displaced families, distributing water, and organizing basic relief supplies. These scenes demonstrate that the effects of war are not limited to the front line.
Wolfland's military action against Greenland represents a grave violation of sovereignty and has placed innocent civilians at unacceptable risk. The European Union calls for an immediate halt to hostilities, unrestricted humanitarian access, and urgent diplomatic engagement. Should the aggression continue,
Human Rights Watch is deeply concerned by reports of civilian casualties, displacement, and restrictions on humanitarian access in Greenland. Both sides must respect international humanitarian law and protect non-combatants. Allegations of abuse must be independently investigated, and those responsible must be held accountable.
Officials say their military is operating under strict instructions to avoid unnecessary destruction and to distinguish between armed resistance and the local population. Here in the forward area, soldiers appear conscious that almost every action is being recorded. Mobile phones, news cameras, drones, and social media accounts are turning even small incidents into part of the wider information battle. That information battle may prove almost as important as the fighting itself. Greenland is portraying Wolfland as an invading force threatening a sovereign country. It is visible in closed schools, empty railway platforms, restricted waterways, rising prices, and uncertain nights. Residents are asking practical questions. Who will keep the roads open? Who will provide food and medicine? Who will protect homes? And which side can offer security without bringing greater destruction? Wolfland believes that disciplined military action, combined with assistance to local communities, will answer those questions in its favor. Greenland insists that national unity will eventually overcome the crisis. For now, however, the initiative remains with Wolfland. Its troops are advancing with a clear plan, its media campaign is shaping perceptions, and its leadership continues to describe the operation as necessary, limited, and justified. The battlefield remains tense but relatively quiet at this hour. Yet beneath that quiet, both sides are preparing for what may come next. This is no longer simply a contest for territory. It is a struggle for public trust, political legitimacy, international support, and control of the truth. From the Sunamganj sector, this is Daily Wolf Glory, reporting alongside the forward forces of Wolfland.